Hello students, this is Miss Sin, and I'm going to be giving you some information and some resources for you to get more information to learn about petroleum as an energy source. So this page that we're looking at, I will have shared this with you for you to start here. Gives you some information about why petroleum is a non-renewable energy source, what that means, how that happens, and then what's a major use that we use petroleum to do for us. The next paragraph I'll read out loud for you, give you some basic information. Oil is formed from the remains of animals and plants that lived many years ago, marine or water environments. Over the years, the remains were covered by layers of mud, and then heat and pressure from these layers, many thick layers, help the remains turn into what we call today crude oil. So the word petroleum means rock oil or oil from the earth. Crude oil is a smelly, yellowish to black, so multicolored, yet liquid, and it is usually found in underground areas called reservoirs. Scientists and engineers explore a chosen area by studying the rocks from the top of the earth, and based off that, then that tells them where to drill. Measurements are taken, study is done, and if the site seems promising, drilling will begin. Above the ground, a structure called a derrick is built to house or to hold the tools and the pipes that go down into the well. And when that's finished, then the drilled well will bring up a steady flow of oil to the surface. So if you go to this site, it will look like this. Okay, eSchool today. And this tells you some of the basic information I just told you from that first paragraph. Derrick is built. Here it tells you where the countries around the world that produce a lot of oil, crude oil. Here is a summary of the process in words, so you could read through that to help you understand. And here is some information that crude oil isn't just used for an energy source. It's used for lots of other things that you might not know that you use, that we start with crude oil when we make them. So here's a graphic I'll take you through. We're going to focus on this one here. Oil well. So this is kind of what the picture of the graphic. Sometimes it looks like a gas well, so natural gas is what we're talking about here, and another group will be telling you about that. And then sometimes this oil is imported from other countries. So once it gets to the United States, here we have to refine it. So refine, I'm going to take you down to these two graphics here. When this crude oil is refined, you can see it's heated. This graphic shows you it's heated. And then depending on when it separates, refine means to separate it, we get all these different types of fuel out of this crude oil. All right, so clear up here is gasoline, kerosene, diesel, fuel oil. All right, and all of these are the refined gases. It's all bottled, and here it tells you what we do with it. But this is what we mean by the refining process. And here are the products that are made from a barrel of crude oil, a gallon. So you can see the colors and what we get out of this crude oil that we're talking about. All right. So once that happens in this step, it's refined. Then it usually then is stored underground because we don't need it right away. Then they pipe it. It's a pipeline, so it's piped to a station and then to a terminal where they can measure it and keep track of it. And then they load it onto tankers, something like this. And then those tankers, we're going to say, for our understanding, they take it to a retail plant. So they're going to sell it to a certain company. And then that is sent to a gas station, okay? And then that gas station then sells it to the customer. And then you put it in your cars, your trucks, your vehicles, go-karts, anything that is going to use that petroleum to probably do some transporting of something. That's the major use of petroleum, as well as all these other products that we talked about here and over here on this site too. All right, so that's a little bit about petroleum. Hopefully you can now educate your classmates about this energy source. Good luck.